from time to time. The Branch District Library has some very interesting presentations, and tomorrow's is on time. Garth Brokaw presenting a program called Timepiece Tales tomorrow, 3:30 at the Branch District Library, and he joins us on the line this morning. So, what was your fascination? What attracted you to clocks and watches and those kinds of things growing up?
Well, I think maybe it may have been genetic. My dad and my granddad they were both electrical engineers, and so they were fascinated with the mechanics of anything, in particular clocks. And so they're both gone. My brother and I inherited a few clocks that they had. And as my wife says, in my case, it became a disease.
You have a collection that dates back to the early 1800s?
Yes, the earliest piece I have, they're all American-made clocks. Some of them have foreign movements in them, which was typical in the late 1700s. And the earliest one I have is a hall clock, or what we call a grandfather clock now, from about 1795, and it has an English movement in it, and the case was built here in the United States.
Wow. Well, most kids these days don't know how to tell time off a regular clock because everything's digital right now, seems to be, whether it's in your car, whether it's on your wrist, or whether it's even on your nightstand. What's so special about the sweep hand clocks?
I think that clocks in general are a part of American history. It's certainly a part of American industry. The state of Connecticut was famous for having multiple clock builders over the last 200 years. And I don't know, there's something about the sound of the ticking and that pendulum swinging back and forth. It's almost, for some of us, musical. And I think there is a fascination with the mechanics of it because there are so many different kinds of movements in these clocks. In my case, I am not the engineer by any means, but they tell story. They tell the story of us as a country and how our technology moved forward. My collection goes up to about 1929 because by 29 things were starting to become electric. And that's a whole different world of clocks.
Yeah. Well, but it's also featured in movies. I mean, obviously, the ticking of a clock, as you said, it sets a certain tone in a movie. There's so many movies that they have shots just of a clock, ticking away to present time and present tension and those kinds of things. There's probably no other device that we've ever invented that has that kind of arts to it, is there?
Well, I think there is in terms of our industrial history, I think railroads are another category that shows up all the time in movies and the old steam locomotives. And what's so fascinating about steam locomotives? It's the engineering, it's the ingenuity that went into them. I think it's the same thing with clocks.
All right. Well, you get a chance to. You're normally based in New York, but you're here visiting, so we're glad to have you here. And you just happen to be related to someone on the marketing staff at the Branch District Library, right?
Yes, my niece is on the marketing staff.
Yeah, Megan Marsh. So.
And we grew up. My brother and I grew up in Adrian, and our parents grew up in Quincy.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's good to have you back telling the story. Again, 3:30 tomorrow at the Branch District Library. Folks can come in for the presentation, Timepiece Tales. So how many clocks did you bring with you?
I'm not exactly sure. I've made 2 trips with them, probably somewhere around 50 or 60.
Oh, that will be fascinating for folks tomorrow. Well, good luck with the presentation, Garth. Thanks for taking some time this morning with us, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Garth Brokaw, and he'll be doing that presentation again at the Branch District Library tomorrow at 3:30, Timepiece Tales.